Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Army, and this is The Passage, Season 1, Episode 7, live fan reactions. I do have to tell you, it was an excellent episode. I was so hyped with The Walking Dead, but this was sad, emotional, kind of ripped at you a little bit. There were some moving scenes, and I think part of me wants to see the action and the adventure. But the story I thought was really good tonight. I want to see what you guys thought about it. I do want to go on record of saying that 3 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure it was 3 weeks ago, might have been earlier, I did call the Brad and the Richards reunion and said these guys would be like Rick and Daryl. They would partner up. They would be fighting the vampires at some point. That Clark Richards would be forced to join back up again, and sure enough, the plot line definitely went in that direction. So I'm happy to see that. I really I like that dynamic, and now that I see how Clark went out of his way to help Brad when he was in a low spot. I mean, he basically, there was a cover-up, and you can see how good of friends they were, and I guess part of it was, when I saw Clark shooting at Brad earlier and he didn't mind trying to kill him if he had to or taking him prisoner, I think he felt a little bit betrayed. All the stuff that he did for Brad at his low point, and now you can see that he felt that he should have done the same thing for him. I certainly understand their relationship and where they're at. I do have a question. There is some very cliche moments in the show. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But, we saw the car scene earlier where, Brad was driving away and they went across, I guess, the railroad tracks and they made it. What is it about when a bad guy wants to shoot you, they always tell you to turn around and get down on your knees? Can anybody explain that to me? I'm trying to understand. Why not just shoot them? Because it seems like the extra 10 seconds it takes for them to turn around and get on their knees, you always get shot. So yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe you guys can help me out with that. I know I'm drilling down a little bit too deep here, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the group. What do you guys give this episode tonight? 1 to a 10. Let's see. Well, Crystal, even that you wouldn't have to say turn around. I mean, you could walk behind them, I guess, in theory. Or you could just close your eyes before you pull the trigger. Any of the above. We got some pretty good scores here. We got some 8s, some 9s, 10s. I'm going to give it a 9.5. I absolutely loved it. Other than obviously I'm joking around about the turning around, but I liked the backstory. Actually, I really like the flashbacks and the backstories and the way that they do it little by little. It's not a whole episode, and you get kind of the gist of where they're at. And I also like the fact that it stays caught up with them. We don't have to wait like 2 seasons in to see the backstory of what happened. The backstory happens as it's relevant. I mean, you see Brad and you see Lila in the trunk. They think they're going to die. And they're just having these memories of their daughter. And hopefully Brad finally has gotten over it. He's been not only carrying around the guilt of it, but then the guilt of killing the man. He finally, told his wife the truth. So I think that was important. Amy seeing her mom again. The power that Amy has in order to experience things and that she thought were gone. I'm also with Carter. I'm a little confused of how he has some kind of control over himself, where he can constantly warn Amy of what's going on. I mean, Fanning certainly is powerful, and I guess Fanning does not have the power to control multiple people at the same time. Is that kind of what you guys are feeling? Like, if he was busy trying to get Elizabeth to come to the dark side, then he can't really be controlling Shauna Babcock. And if he's got the Babcock scene with Clark Richards, then he can't really control Amy. So it looks like maybe he'll eventually develop that power, but for now it appears that he's very very tunnel vision. He's trying to figure his own powers out. But when Fanning fully understands it, it's going to be a very powerful tool. And I do think you're going to have some people that are, they're on the border between vampire and between human. Maybe Amy would be one of those, but I just hope Amy doesn't go completely to the dark side. Completely off topic. I do have to say this, though, with Amy. Why can't Henry be Amy? I mean, first of all, I love her character. Second of all, I love the actress. I think she's phenomenal. That scene where she was talking to Carter and she was remembering it. I mean, when they zoomed in and the tears, her nostrils, they were shaking. It was like, this is not acting. This is real. I mean, she was just in that moment. What an incredible job she did tonight. She was good, but she really, really was amazing tonight. William Finney super chatting it up. Says, I like tennis ball girl Shauna. If only she had a volleyball named Wilson, she wouldn't be bored. That's where is Wilson? Is that and by the way, is that the first super chat on the 999 Army? Is that forever going to go down in history? It might be, because the super chats just became active. William Finney, you might go down in history. Oh yeah, it is really late for Wilson, or really early. He'll watch the playback. I tell you, I was expecting more action, but the episode was so good and had so much depth, and the acting is getting better since the first episode. I'm okay if this is what the show becomes. I really am. I thought it was going to be a lot of flying around and biting and attacking and people turning. But I have to tell you, this is the way The Walking Dead started out. The Walking Dead started out really drilling down to those relationships, and I'm not comparing it to The Walking Dead full scale, but I do see some of the connection. Angie Holman super chatting says, "Don't watch this show. I'm here to support. Love y'all." Angie, thank you for the support, and I know you're a big Walking Dead fan and tremendous part of our 999 Army. But if you get some free time, it's a good TV show. But I am kind of curious. Those that have not watched the episode, just give me a quick 111. If you don't watch the passage, but you're just hanging out here. I was going to say who watches the passage, but it'd be too hard because I know like 95% of you guys or more probably do. There were a few that was a little bit behind that were catching up. And there's only 3 more episodes. Well, 2. One's going to be a 2-hour special. So 2 episodes and then... Or 1 episode and then 2 hours. Total of 10. But I'm pretty sure that when we get to like the 2-hour special, there's going to be something major that goes down with Amy. I think that might be the cliffhanger. I'm just kind of wondering if she's going to start to turn a little bit, and we're going to have to wait till next season to find out what goes down. I love that. American Pride says, only watch the show because of the streams. Love it now. You know, we build some fandom, don't we? Well, you know, it's not just me, American Pride. I mean, obviously, I wanted as much of our group to watch it if I was going to watch it so we have something to talk about. But there were a few of us that made the commitment. It's kind of like when we recommitted ourselves to Fear the Walking Dead. After season 3, my heart was a little bit ripped apart after a couple of those episodes. And then when I saw John and I saw Morgan and a couple of the new characters, I was like, you know what? Let's give this Fear the Walking Dead just a second chance. And I'm glad that we did. Yeah, said one more episode, and what they'll do is they'll count the 2-hour finale as 2 episodes. Since it's kind of like split. So what I'm thinking, we'll go ahead and compare it again, is this season is really about the bonding and the relationships and getting everybody attached to the characters. And then as we get into it, we're going to get the action. So I'm going to ask the group at this point, and then I'm going to ask you guys to take a guess. So I want to know, up to this point, 7 episodes in, who is your favorite character is question number 1. And with me, with most people, I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint. So when everybody on The Walking Dead liked Rick or Daryl, I liked Abraham. So I'm going to ask you guys to see if you guys see how well you guys read me. Who do you think my favorite character is on the passage? This is going to be kind of tough because some people are going to be answering the first question and the second. So we got Brad, we got Fanning, the agent, Brad, Shauna, Sykes, Richard. Clark Richards is my favorite character. I knew early on, I knew I was going to like this dude. I think you guys are going to be, you're going to be impressed more and more. He's just, you know, he's this dude that you're going to find out a little bit more, but I think he's genuine. He even said tonight, you know what brought it back full circle for me tonight is when he said, you know how it goes, the mission first. I mean, I think he's true to his character, and I like characters who are true to form. And I started seeing that a little bit earlier, like, you know, there's some depth to him. But I think he's going to wear on you guys. And I mean, come on. He brought Amy potato chips. How can you not like him for bringing her potato chips? But the best line of tonight's episode was, and this will go down in infamy. Amy said, "Screw you and your creepy mustache." Wow, that definitely had some comic relief there. Hippo, the episode was fantastic. It was fantastic. And hey, and Clark did promise to bring Brad back. So not only that, I mean, he's a man of his word. So here's something that will probably, well, it probably won't be forgotten about, but I think it's going to be buried under action and when the story develops a little bit more. Clark has saved Brad twice. Just remember, one, he saved him, he kept him from going to jail. And number two, I mean, he tried to warn him. He was on the radio, and Brad's an agent, and Clark told him, he goes like, "Hey, I'm worried you got a tail," and Brad and Lila were having this emotional moment, and the dude just walked right up, and he was going to kill him. So he saved him twice. So let's just play this out. Number one, if Clark wouldn't have intervened the first time, there is no show because Brad's in jail. And number two, the series would have ended tonight because some stray weirdo guy that got away would have taken Brad out. And I think what's really good about this series is I feel like it's only going to get better. There's nothing about this. I'm not a big ratings freak because I like what I like. But a new show does need a certain amount of ratings. It needs a certain amount of boost. I certainly feel like so far it's been a success. Yeah, Kimberly, me too. But you know what? The more we talk about it, the more we enjoy it, the more other people jump on. I think the show will do well. All right. Hey, everybody, we're going to wind this thing down. We're coming up on about 20 minutes. And you guys know the reaction videos aren't super, super long. I want to thank all of you guys for not only watching the episode, but hanging out with us as we talk about the episode. We had a really good stream, a fun stream at 8 o'clock tonight with The Walking Dead. Started out with beta, but a lot of good super chats and a lot of bouncing around. And that's how we roll. That's the way our streams kind of take on their own identity. I appreciate everything that you guys do. We will be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're not sure if we'll start out on Dead or end up on Army, but we're going to have a couple Walking Dead topics. We'll have one on each channel, and we're going to break it up a little bit more. So we'll probably get into our 5 best scenes. One will be recapping the episode, and one will be talking about this week's episode number 12, which looks to be absolutely amazing. So this is called Double Shots. So all week long, we're going to be doing 2 streams. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying our get-togethers. Crystal, I did see that in Messenger. I'm not overly familiar with the song by Glenn Frey, so I'm going to listen to it, see if it kind of brings back a memory or how that tune works out, and then I'll get back to you. William Finney super chatted, off topic. Hippo, you come through Georgia, I'm buying you guys lunch. So I thought Hippo was going up more north, but we're going to throw a 999 Army get-together at some point. Maybe the summer, maybe the fall, but it will be on the books at some point. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Appreciate you being here. I will see you all at 8 o'clock tomorrow. More than likely, we'll start out on 999 Dead, but just stay tuned for our announcements. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.